What up? It's your boy Vigilante Styles here, mixing a beat that I made. So originally, I made this for K Reno, but I heard nothing from him about it. So it is what it is. But I feel it's too good to just sit on my computer doing nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it myself. I'm gonna use my MCI Console plugin because out of all the plugins I've been messing around with, this one is the business. I want some punchy sounds. I want some good lush sounds, and this is going to give it to me. But let's go ahead and get to work. And I'm not sure. I'll probably maybe type up some lyrics and let an AI rapper rap over it or something, and whatever. Or maybe whoever's watching this video, if you want this beat and you think you can just go off on it, I'll probably just give it to you. But I think this beat is just too good to just be like not used. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the mix. There you go. That's mixed. I know I didn't do any mastering because I just felt like you didn't need to. It just sounds great with the limiter, and that's it. Just slam it up to 0, call it a day. Uh, use the limiter, of course. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty easy mixing, man. I mean, if I needed more than 3 bands, I mean, I could just grab a pretty parametric EQ2 and just, use that. You would put it above. So, like, if you were gonna, let's say here, you would just take it and then just put it above so that the color of the MCI console is always like it's coloring everything. So you want to make sure, because if you put it above, that means this is coming first in the signal path. So any moves you do here, whatever, it's going to go through here. It's going to go through your MCI. So basically your color, the color of the MCI always remains, instead of doing it the other way around where you might sharpen transients or something on the flip side, which sounds, I think, odd, maybe even weird. In this case, you'll be pushing into the MCI's, EQ and compressor, of course, too, and into its preamp for color a little bit, which is good on your sounds when you need to do any sharpening or something. It'll continue to soften your transients in a nice way, so it doesn't sound harsh and shitty. But anyway, that's just that's what you would do. You would always make sure this is last in your chain, whatever chain you decide to use. When you go route out to your buses, I mean, like I would, like if it was like vocals or something, I would just use the MCI console here, because I mean this compressor on this particular version, the MBSI, which is the MCI console. In this case, you would this compressor is kind of a hybrid 1176 and DBX 160 type compressor, which either one of those compressors are usually used on vocals anyway. So usually, you put this on your vocal, do your broad brush stuff here with the EQ and everything. Most of the EQ like stuff you'd ever need, you can get done with a 3-band EQ. This is just your frequency knob for the mid band. It's really a 3-band EQ. But like I said, if I need more EQ, well, I got it right here, dude. Like, I got 7 more bands if I want to play around, do some surgical EQ stuff. So, this is just wonderful. Like, when you're mixing in the box, everything sounds really sterile and like super sharp and harsh and stuff like that at times. It's really hard to, you'll be spending a lot of your time trying to like clean that up, and whereas you just push it into this and it just takes care of it immediately. And that's what's wonderful about this. And this is your filters down here. So you have your compressor. I set the compressor first, then I might play around with the preamp. At least that's how I'm currently doing it. Just to drive it, just to see what that would do as it goes into the compressor. Then just EQ things afterwards. And then there's your filter right here. So I don't really mess with these knobs. I don't even know what they do, to be honest. I mean, I have an idea of what they do, but I don't play with it. I just don't need to. Maybe one day I will, but right now I don't need to. And this is just in this current mode like this. But you can also, I'll just put on some other channel. This is the mode. This is like modern mode, I guess. As you see, you don't have stepped controls or anything like that. This is modern mode, right? And you have a compressor. Now, the original console, which you click this where it says M, goes to C. Now it's console mode, which is the classic console mode. So now you see how the controls are. They're stepped, because that's how the real console was. And you don't have a compressor. You have like a gate instead. I think this is a gate. So, and then of course you still have your preamp and stuff. So then from there, you would probably, if you were going to do it like straight up, like super old school, then you'd probably route this into a bus and then go grab one of your compressor plugins to do your compression. Just do bus compression. And then master bus, you know, just go into a limiter. That's what I do. Because I feel like I don't want to add any more color. This thing has got plenty of vibe. And it sounds legitimately analog. Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, these mixes, when I listen to them, and I'm going, God, doesn't even sound like I did that in the computer, man. Like, shit sounds like totally fucking analog. So anyway, that's if you want to do that mode. Let's say you're like old school, you're an old fart, like 70s era dude or whatever, and you're like, oh, you know, this is the way I remember the desk, you know, then hit the C, hit the M and turn it into C, and then use it in C mode, you know. And then if you're in M mode, well, that's modern. Now you have more modern control over your sounds. So it's going to be more, you know, fluid and whatnot. But in C mode, you know, it's like the classic console. The sound is the sound of the classic console, though. So it doesn't matter if you're in M mode or in C mode. You just have more control in M mode. So it's an MCI console on steroids. Here, when you go to C mode, it's you took the steroids away. It's still the same thing, you know, but you still get the same great sound. Because some people might want to use this as like a coloring, you know, strip. So maybe they go, oh, like when you're recording, I think this is zero latency also. So when you're like recording somebody and you want to record it through quote unquote the MCI desk, but you really don't, you want to do like, you know, like really precise mixing with like a metric halo channel or something of that nature. And you just want to get a good sound going in. You could do it this way. But for me, I want to mix with this thing. I'm not want to just record with it. I want to mix with it. So I leave it at M mode because I want to mix with it. Anyway, this thing is fire, dude. I mean, I don't like it's so fire that it's like, dude, do I even need to like do mastering after this? I mean, yeah, I could, but you know, I think it would just ruin the sound, to be honest. It sounds perfect and just push it into the limiter. It sounds wonderful. You know, maybe like a really good mastering engineer might be able to do something with this, take it to the next level. But you know, since I'm like kind of this basic, you know, I'm a producer and I'm just kind of a basic mix engineer guy. I don't want it to be complicated. I don't want to screw it up. And it's completely fine going into the limiter and calling it a day. It'd be loud enough, plenty loud. You can jam it. Sounds good in the car. Ticks all the boxes for me, you know? Well, anyway, if you like my videos, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until then, check out my other videos too, man. Check my other videos out. But anyway, it's your boy Vigilante Styles, and I'm out. Peace.